Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. It's still your girl Fehintola. Now the weekend is about to be exciting, especially in the Premier League with match day 33 on the way. Now Arsenal will have to decide this season for themselves if they'll win that title or not when they travel to the Etihad to face Manchester City, who are literally chasing them. Oh God. And then Chelsea, who are yet to qualify for Champions League spot for next season, will host Manchester United. So you see that it's about to be exciting this weekend. Guys, let's just go into the match preview proper. Now, of course, games are starting off on Saturday, and teams like Tottenham, who are really struggling to avoid a relegation zone, they will be taking on Brighton. Now, am I looking forward to a win for Tottenham? I'm not sure. But I want to believe that, a week after Robert De Zerbi has taken over, even though their last game, they lost the game. They played better, but somehow they just lost that game against Sunderland. I want to believe that this time around that they are playing at home, maybe they have a chance. And so I'm optimistic, right? I am optimistic that they can get the result or the job done against Brighton. However, Brighton are actually looking to win that game, and I'm sure that with a win for them, they move into European sports, European competition sport, which is number 6, where Chelsea are at the moment. And a win for them will literally maybe see them just be there till the other teams in and around them get their respective results. So Tottenham really has to win, and I still want to believe that Tottenham is not going to be relegated. Somehow I still just have that belief, and I think that Robert De Zerbi is the person that can get them out of that battle right now. And so maybe starting off with a win this weekend, I want to believe they are going to win it. They somehow, quote and unquote, avoid relegation, and maybe just that is what they need. And these players have to give everything. They have to step up. They have to be ready. They have to give everything. And I know that their coach is an amazing coach. He is someone who I've seen done it over and over again. And so they have to believe in that coach. They have to trust him. They also have to trust and have confidence in themselves to be able to get the job done. So hopefully Tottenham is able to get the win, against Brighton, starting off on Saturday. And then Chelsea against Manchester United. What do I have to say about these two sides? Now, don't forget that these two teams lost their last game in the Premier League. Chelsea losing 3-0 at home to Manchester City, and then Manchester United, who were at home, lost their own game to Leeds United 2-1. It's just all shades of ridiculous for these two sides. However, because Manchester United are number 3, Chelsea are number 6. Chelsea is still looking to qualify for Champions League next season. Manchester United also, they are obviously looking to seal their number 3 spot, because right now they are not, it's not looking good for them. That's just the honest truth. It's not looking confidently good for Manchester United, because if Aston Villa is able to win their game this weekend, then obviously they will go on top of Manchester United. So Man U knows that they have to win that game. They know that they have to win it. It's not even an excuse whatsoever. They have to win that game. Now, unfortunately for Manchester United, Harry Maguire is given a red card, and he was given a red card in the game, I think in their last game, and he's obviously going to be missing this game against Chelsea. And they missed him, especially even in their last game against Leeds on Monday. They really missed him, because it seems like he's that matured mind, in the defense. But you could just tell that they were shaking. Lenny Euro was all over the place. He couldn't handle that pressure, which is something we've seen Maguire do time and time and again, especially this season. So really, they will really miss him that he's not there. However, for Chelsea, the good thing for them is that Enzo Fernandez is back, right? He's back in the squad after the 2-match suspension given to him by the coach. after the whole interview scenario and all that, is back. He trained with them. I think Trevor Chalobah also, who has been injured, is also back. It's just a case of if he is match fit to play in the game, right? And there's also news that Caicedo might sign a new contract. So I think things are just beginning to be a bit excited for the Chelsea side of the equation. But the truth remains that, are these players ready to step up? Because in their last few games, they've lost how many games in the Premier League already? About 3 games. Everton, Newcastle, and Man City last weekend. So they have to actually win this game to have any chance of qualifying for Champions League football. They have to take the bull by the horns. These players have to improve. And it's so unfortunate that the moment Chelsea goes a goal down, they just seem like they can't do anything again. They can't defend, they can't attack, nothing. They just look lackluster, they look lazy, they can't do anything. So really, they have to do better. And mind you, on the other side, it's not exactly like they've played any better, to be honest. Because even though that their last game against Leeds United, they were really poor. They were really, really poor. If not for the usual that you see from Casemiro getting that goal from the corner kick, which is what we've seen from him time and time and again, saving Manchester United this season, I don't think they would have had a chance to score a goal because Leeds seemed like the better side. And yes, maybe because they had not played a game in 24 days leading to that, you will say, oh, they are not really match fit, they weren't really ready. But the truth is, it's their fault that they are having to stay a long period before playing a game. Really. So, I just feel like this game is going to be really, really interesting. And regardless of whatever the result is, whether Chelsea wins or Manchester United wins, both teams have to just play better. The performance has to just be better. It's not just the result. Even though, yes, we're at the business end of the season where result matters, but they have to do better. They honestly have to do better. And that's just the absolute truth. So, whatever the result is going to be, I don't know. But I think Chelsea would have to actually try to get a result in this one. They have to. There's no even choice. And I think their coach Liam Rosinio also has to do better. It's just been, his decision making somehow has been really bad, even though the players also have their own fault, or majority of the fault. But the coach also has to do better with these guys, whatever it is. And you know that last game against Man City, actually they played very well, especially in the first half. The second half was where they looked like they didn't know how to do anything anymore after a first goal from O'Reilly. But the truth is, I still expect them to play better. Maybe give that same performance that they gave in the first half and take their chances. Take their chances, because it seems like they don't even know how to take chances anymore these days. So they have to really take their chances and maybe defend better. As I said, if Trevor Chalobah plays, maybe it seems like there's a bit more stability in the defense. Once it's not there, it just looks like they are all over the place. But yeah, share your thoughts in the comment section, who you think is going to win that game, okay? Share it. I will definitely be responding to your comments. So in the comments section, okay? And then on Sunday, we have Aston Villa playing Sunderland. Now, these two, Aston Villa played out a draw in their last game. Sunderland managed a 1-0 win over Tottenham. So definitely, it looks like it builds for an exciting game. That is what I see too. I think it's going to be exciting. And maybe because Aston Villa is at home, they might have a chance to be able to nick the 3 points. But I think Sunderland is not a team you can push over. You saw what they did against Tottenham. Oh yes, you say it's Tottenham, but really, I still feel like it could have gone either ways in that game. So this one, I think, is going to make for an exciting game. And don't forget that even Sunderland is looking to really seal their spot in the top 10. Looking at the fact that they just came back into the Premier League after so many years, and they look like a team that is doing so well, performing well, getting the results. And so, yeah, I think it's going to be a big result. If Aston Villa don't pick up 3 points in this game, then they've left that Champions League spot wide open again. Because it means that if Chelsea is able to win their game, they move over to 51 points, and it remains just about, I don't know, 3 points, 4 points between themselves and Aston Villa. Meanwhile, Sunderland, on the other hand, will also look to win their game, because that win also moves them on top of Chelsea. So you see that it builds out to be an exciting game. Really exciting. So definitely, I think this is going to end in a draw. That is what I think the game is going to be. I think it's going to end in a draw, because both teams are going to play end to end. And so the defense will be a bit shaky, but yeah, and Aston Villa obviously have qualified to the next round of the I think the Europa League. It was a clean win for them, both beating Bologna about 4-0 or 5-0 aggregate. Yeah, it just seems like they are I think they are going to win that Europa League. Let's just be sincere. I think they are going to actually win it. And then Liverpool will take on Everton. That's another derby. That's like a Merseyside derby, right? And really, I feel like Everton right now, they are playing well. They are somehow able to pick up results in some of their games. But the truth is, I feel like Liverpool right now has to do better because yes, they won their last game, but this time around, I don't think it's going to be easy because that result against Paris Saint-Germain will really break down, their spirit. Looking at the fact that it doesn't look like they are going to win anything again this season. Everton, on the other hand, I don't think they really care because the last time these two sides faced each other, Liverpool were able to get the job done. Yes, 2-1. It was a slim win. But I think the fact that Everton is playing at home this time around is going to make it a bit more difficult for Liverpool. So really, I think that this game, and when it comes to Merseyside derby, it's not usually the easiest thing to predict, truly. Because you might be thinking that Liverpool will beat Everton out the back, and Everton says, no, it's not going to be easy. We're not going to make it easy for you guys, so you're ready to do the work. And I hope that Liverpool is ready to do the work. And unfortunately for Liverpool also, Ugo Ekitike seems like it's going to be hard for a while because the injury he picked up in that Champions League fixture against Paris Saint-Germain, I think that just made everything worse for them. He has been one of their best players this season, and except for a few games back now where he has struggled to score and be consistent, it's just unfortunately that he now picks up an injury when they need him the most. And yes, maybe Isak is back, but he's still not up to fitness. He's not up to match fitness, and they are still struggling with him. Mo Salah on the other hand is also struggling. So the front line right now is not really eating it for Liverpool, and Ugo Ekitike now out with an injury makes it worse for them. So definitely, this game is going to be quite interesting to see what the result will be. But I expect Mo Salah to start. I do expect him to start. He didn't start in their last game against Paris Saint-Germain, and we saw the difference. Even though when he came on, there wasn't much of a difference either. But I expect him to start in this one, and hopefully Ancelotti does that, right? They need that energy in the first half at least, just to get the result against Everton. Hopefully that is the case. And then the last game obviously is the main game of the weekend, where the title will be decided. Man City to host Arsenal. Hey, what do you want me to say about this game? Because really, oh my God, Arsenal right now, yes, they were able to get to the semi-final of the Champions League, right? But they didn't play that game like someone who I felt like they are really into it, right? And when you look at Man City right now, they're on the rise. They've had a few days to rest. So they have enough energy to focus on this game. Arsenal, on the other hand, have had to play a Champions League game a few days ago, just yesterday, and so they have about Thursday, Friday, Saturday to rest. Meanwhile, Man City have rested since last week Sunday where they played Chelsea. So really, I feel like Arsenal has to be the one to start this game well. You're the one that wants to win the title. You want to win the Premier League. You can't afford to start slow. You cannot. And I hope Mikel Arteta drills this into the players' head, because they really started slow in that game against Sporting. And you saw how Man City came out in that second leg, especially the second half of the game against Chelsea last Sunday. They came out guns blazing, fire ready, giving them the 3 goals. So Arsenal cannot even afford to start slow. They have to be up and doing. Honestly, I don't even know who you should start between Gabriel Jesus or Gyökeres. Kai Havertz is not really impressing me, to be honest. He isn't. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully whoever it is that he chooses to start has to play well. But what is on the line is the fact that Arsenal has to win this game. They have to win this game. Because if Man City wins it, it reduces the point gap between themselves and Arsenal to just 3 points. And Man City is still a game outstanding. It's still a game outstanding. So really, Arsenal has to win this game. They have to extend that point gap between themselves if they want a chance to win the Premier League title. Everyone has built them to win the title. So I don't know what it is that is going on with them right now. The players don't seem so confident to winning the league. I don't know, maybe they are trying to now be focused on the Champions League, which I think is going to be really difficult because there's a chance they might meet either Paris Saint-Germain or Bayern Munich. And yes, you can say, oh, we've met Bayern Munich before, we've beaten them. Trust me, if you meet them again, it's not going to be easy. So your focus right now should even be on the Premier League, winning it. And you have to be the best team out there. Man City is one of the best teams right now out there in the Premier League. And you have to beat them to show that, yes, you're ready to win the title. I don't know. I honestly don't. Because if Mikel Arteta doesn't win the Premier League this season, I don't know what else, why they will still be king. Because there's stories that there's a chance that he might be signing a new contract. He shouldn't sign. He should wait till the end of the season. Let's see what he will do for this Arsenal team that he has been in charge of for the last 6 seasons. You just have an FA Cup to show for it. You need to do more than that, really. He has to do more than that. So really, I think this match will determine a lot if Arsenal is still going to win that title this season or not. If Man City win that game, I guess it's all over for Arsenal. It is, and that's just the truth. Because Man City will build on that. They can go on a winning streak of about all through to the end of the season. It is possible. We've seen Man City do it over and over again. So it's not a first timer. Arsenal, on the other hand, we want to see that they can do it. Get over this terrible period, especially in April for them. So yes, I don't know. I honestly don't even want to predict whoever is going to win, but I want Arsenal to win, just to ease that pressure that is on them, because this pressure is even mounted on them by themselves, and that's just it. Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts on match day 33 in the Premier League. Share your thoughts in the comment section. As I said, if you think Arsenal will win or Man City is going to get the job done. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel, okay? It helps the channel to grow, and it's absolutely free. So please subscribe. Also, don't forget to put on your post notification bells to get our latest video when they drop, and follow us on all our social media platforms at _official FSH. Guys, this weekend is about to be exciting, okay? Well, as I would usually say, until the games are played and results are in, enjoy the rest of your week, guys. Bye-bye.